baby. The fuck? No, homie. Let's have. All right, there we go. Waiting. All right, let me grab a link real quick. Put it on Patreon. Okay, I'll drop it in the chat for you. Your videos. Get shareable link. Huh? It said get shareable link. So, all right, I just dropped it. I just dropped it to you. Clicked it. There you go. You clicked it. As long as you clicked it, we're good. Let me see. Fuck, dog. You are fucking faded, dog. I don't see that often, dog, because you're a wake and baker, you know. So, fuck, dog. You are. Yeah. Yeah. No, dog. I don't even I can't do like hangovers or anything anymore, dog. They last like weeks. After like 35, dog, they just not like they used to. Yeah. 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 All right. So share. Yeah. Yeah. The next weeks. Yeah, definitely. Um oh, they have a behind the velvet rope yesterday. Okay. Okay. I didn't catch that, but something to check out. Yeah. Suitcase? I like my suitcase. The Dog, that thing's fucking stupid. I like my suitcase. I like that they fucking made it into a remix. I like my suitcase. I like my. All right, so let me take a look and make sure that. Go ahead and speak real quick. I want to see your volume. Nope. All right, I have to change some settings real quick. Sound, Mac and Rode. Oh shit. Okay, so that's not working. Um. Hey, I'm fucking all right. Go ahead. Let me see. Let me see. Mackin Road. Yeah. Mackin Road. All right. I'm ready. Are you ready?
The tackle made it. All right. Cody Barton's always farting.
All righty. Here we are.
Here we is.
Here we are. La 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 la
Here we
la la
be.
la.
Here we be.
All right. I had to get my warm up fucking in there. All right, dog. Nobody's here yet, so fucking let's just get started. Live chat, yes, sir. All right, we'll fucking go to the. Okay, let's hit baseline and get this shit started.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
I need.
Here we are, everybody, the after show, but later. It's your boys D. It's El Kukui. We had a very eventful week. Covino and Rich are probably on their way back right now to LA from their little shindig they had.
Shindig.
So yeah, man, how'd the week look for you? How are you doing? How anything stand out to you? I see the pen in your hand. It looks like you have notes. So what's going on?
Well, the biggest one that stuck out to me was the Uber ride. Rich's Uber ride with Marge. I smell like cigarettes.
Oh, Doug, I couldn't believe it.
Where you going, Rich?
Doug, I can't even believe that they would allow somebody to Uber that smokes.
They don't monitor that.
There should be some kind of disclaimer or something when you're getting an Uber.
Hey, you know what? With AI, they better figure it out. That app needs to have a damn odor sensor on the phone. And if you don't pass if your shit foul, you can't drive.
Yeah, dog. I get
compliments. If you go to my Lyft account and you look at my Lyft as a driver, they always say clean, smells good, comfortable car. Because I mean, think about it, man. Like the last thing you want to do, you're getting a ride. So if that person can provide as close to a perfect ride as possible, and what I mean by that is it's the totality of it. If it's cold outside, have that shit warm when they hop in. Have a neutral music or you probably don't want a talk show or nothing, but have something neutral that's not going to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Have the car clean. They don't want to sit in someone's dog hair or like Covino was talking about his backpack. It has everyone's hair on it. Like they don't want to sit on everyone's hair from 2001, like the backpack.
Yeah,
and
I don't get it, dog. I don't get.
No, and they don't want to smell foul shit. Like nobody. Think about it. The minute you open that door, and you get into that Uber ride, there's 4 or 5 different things that just set the tone for what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And the Uber driver has complete control over most of those things.
I'm going to switch to your camera for a second. All right.
So okay.
Continue.
So the Uber driver has control over most of those things, and they should. They should present well. They should have it smelling good. It should be clean. It should be fresh. It should be at a reasonable temperature that's comfortable for the rider. And you can't be playing like hard rock and then the lady that runs the church get in. Like there's certain things you want to just take all these things into consideration and provide the best neutral experience you can.
Dog,
and if someone has a request, you turn on the hard rock.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I just don't understand how people don't read the room. Right. Like, I don't understand how I feel like anybody smoking should get a 1-star rating for every trip. That's just terrible, dog. That's like,
well, you told me too much about your life at that point. I know. The thing is, when I smell something like that, or you present like that, you told us too much.
Yeah. Yeah. 1, you don't give a fuck. 1, this is just some bullshit side gig for you. You don't care. Like a lot.
Or even worse, if it's your main gig and that's what you should. But we've all done it. D, you worked at a university. I worked at grocery stores. We've worked in large teams and large groups of people. Mm-hmm. And there's always about 20 or 30 that just don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. I can't believe that though, Doug.
But their relationships tell me that too, though. The people that don't give a shit, usually they don't have great relationships at home. They don't have great relationships with their family because they're selfish and it's always about them. And they come first before anything, not their kids, not their parents, not their significant other, and damn sure not their damn job.
I just don't understand how it affects your bottom line.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
isn't your whole goal to make money? So why are you gonna? There, it's just like I don't know. That when I heard that, I was like, what the hell? And then Rich says, I don't want to give him a 1 star, and I don't want to. Doug, if you don't give him a 1 star, the problem is not going to change. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't give them. So here's my
I would,
approach.
fuck
My
it.
approach. I wouldn't, because they're gonna 1 star your ass back, and that's gonna mess with your money.
But do they even see how you rate them?
Yeah, I think so, because every time I've had to give someone a 1 star, they gave me 1 back. So I don't know how it all works out. So the thing is I've only got 2 1-star ratings, but I've only given 2 1-star ratings, and they happen to be in the same thing. And usually, okay. From the experience. This dude, he had taken. I'll tell you real quick. I won't, hold it up. But one time the first time I gave him 3 rides. First time he paid for each stop. He's trying to go to Walgreens to get liquor or CVS because it's cheaper, but he always wants to go to the bank first. So the first time he paid for all the stops. Second time he pulled some janky shit where he just got to Uber to and from the bank. And but then he had me stop at CVS and I didn't get paid. So the third time I told him basically, hey bro, you're gonna have to do a separate ride because last time you got me and we're not gonna do that again.
Yeah.
And he said I was rude.
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, okay. Yeah. And I tried to complain to Uber and say, hey, he's trying to circumvent the rules. And he took advantage of me once. And I've just politely stated that's not going to happen. Whatever. So so what I would have did, because of my experience with Uber, I would have told the dude on the side, I would have told him, hey man, check it out. Or the lady, I'm still going to give you a 5-star rating because I don't want to mess with your money. And I realize this is your job and I don't want to negatively impact that. But from a customer standpoint, this thing smelled like cigarettes, and I really want to give you. I had a 3-star experience. I'm going to give you the 5 stars because I'm not going to affect your livelihood like that. But I'm telling you straight up, you should probably try to smoke outside the car, because if I feel that way, other people feel that way too.
Hey, Andrew Sims is asking, so you don't play Brother Lynch Hung when you're picking up a church woman?
No, I don't. But you know what I did do one time is there was this chick one time and she's like, nah, play whatever you want. I want to hear your music. So yeah, she got the full Messy Mark, Mag Dre. It was like a 20-minute ride too. So yeah, she got the full biz.
Yeah. That just tripped me out that I don't know. It was just a trip, but yeah, that was a great one. I know what else? We had this is something, Doug, that I don't think we've talked about. I forget when we recorded last, but Rich, when he went to
Covino's?
When he went to the Covino's, he kicked it with Covino's mom and watched a fucking 1920s
I heard
movie.
that one. Yeah, I heard that. They heard the gang. Yeah, he liked the gangster movie.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I'm like, I don't know, dog. I think that just kind of goes to show with even with shows you're watching like nowadays, right? It kind of helps if you have people that are kind of enjoying it as you are, because that if Rich was watching that with Emmy, he probably would have hated it. But being in the company of Covino's
people that
mom,
enjoy the same stuff,
who shared the passion for it, and who he was like, damn, you know what? If she digs it that much, she's a good lady. Maybe there's something to this, right? So that's kind of, even if it's a subliminal thought,
she's one of the best women on the whole planet.
So that cracked me up. I love that. Yeah, it made me smile, because I thought she was gonna try and show Rich these movies and he was gonna fucking hate them, and it was just gonna, I don't know,
Well, what brings up the thing too, they also talked about smothering behavior, or if you're into that, or if you're not, right?
Yeah.
So, what kind of family did you have? Were your mom like that, or was she not like that?
It was kind of in between. Like my family was like very, very loving to this day, super, very close, right? I think every event we've ever gone to, Covino and Rich, has been my sister and I together. Like, we're a close family. But I don't think we've ever been like super affectionate like that. Like, like I'll hug my mom and shit, but not like Rich said when he got there.
No, you don't kiss on the lips.
Covino's mom, fuck no, we don't do that shit. Covino's mom kept giving him hugs and shit, and Rich said he was never into it was kind of out of what he's experienced, because he said to this day him and his mom give each other like awkward hugs or whatever, and
that's how I was.
And so it's funny because like we weren't like standoff, like we were very close, but not super affectionate.
We weren't touchy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like I think my dad hugged me one time that I can remember when
me too.
When he was fucking when I graduated high school. And I
Bro,
remember he was fucking. I remember where I was, and it was after, and I was about to go out, and we had just graduated, came home, changed, whatever. We were about to go out, and he hugged me, and he was like, "Mijo, be safe. Don't go to Mexico," and gave me a hug. And I was just
no, that's
like,
great.
I was like, "Dang, it's crazy, dog." Because like, I'm like,
Fetal Ice back. He's over here flipping beds.
oh,
So what's to happen? Update of what happens when you change your dog's name.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but it's funny because I think we were somewhere in the middle. We weren't as I feel like Cavino's mom was very the Goldberg's mom. Very come here, smoochy, 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 fucking kissing and hugging and whatever. We weren't like that, but we were very like very close. So
See, and my family wasn't like that, but a lot of families that I went to hang out with and I was close with were. So I got a mix of both of it myself. I mean, no doubt. My mom, wasn't like that. She was German, so she didn't play. She didn't do all that. And my pops, he was, he's old school. He didn't do all that either. He's a man's man. You know what I mean? There's no hugging and touching, and you're like you get a handshake. He'll look you straight in your eyes when he's talking
Recording
to you.
in progress.
oh sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, no, I think that was dope, and I'm glad that because I'll do that once in a while too. I'll pull up somewhere where even the person that got me connected to the group ain't there. Like Cavino's not there, but Rich was comfortable enough and close enough with them to still be able to pull up.
yeah.
And I think that's dope. I thought that was dope, and they were able to share, and that was something that was that was good to hear. That was good conversation for sure.
Right.
But did that go part of his 48 Fuchel streak or what when he was Fucci?
What do you mean?
Did that contribute to him not showering for 48 hours?
I don't. When did that happen? I didn't catch that.
Rich was on Smut talking about he didn't shower for 48 hours straight.
Oh, I did see something on the title or description of that episode. It was like, did Rich shower before this episode or not, or some shit like that?
Yeah, no, I don't think he did yet, or maybe I don't know if he did, or maybe he barely did, but yeah, on Smut he was saying he had to go 48 hours without showering, and it's like you could have bird bathed it, Rich, or something.
Yeah, you don't. I don't think you ever have to, unless you're in the middle of the woods and there ain't no plumbing. If he was in the middle of the woods, there was no plumbing. Okay, maybe he didn't, but that sounds gross to me.
I think if you're home, like obviously if you're at work or you're at school, you're out and about or on a trip or something that's different. But if you're home and you've recently dropped a douche, you got to shower.
Yeah. I'm not like this anymore, but I went through.
You don't want Cocoa Pebbles in there because you missed a swipe. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to get that thing right.
I went through a weird phase where, dog, every time I shit, I had to shower.
I'm not mad at you.
Like it was just like.
Is that a weird phase or is that just being extra clean?
Yeah, I mean, well, I never forget.
You probably didn't have any dingleberries.
No, I never forget, dog. I've told this story. I told this recently when I was at my ladies' gym, the girls in the office, whatever we were talking about.
You told me you didn't have any dingleberries?
No, I was just like telling them. I was like, I could either be fucking, I can't be fat and stinky. You know what I'm saying, dog? So no, you don't want nobody to be stinky, right? But I feel like a Rich Davis could get away with it. Oh well, he's just having a day. He's fucking handsome. Dog.
Yeah, no, I disagree.
I don't. Dog.
Some people don't have the ability to lose weight.
You know what though?
All those people, unless they're physically handicapped, have the ability to have decent hygiene.
But what I think what the reason why I'm so conscious of it is I don't want to enforce the stereotype of fat and lazy and gross. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want someone to go down on me one day and fucking it stink. I could care less about the fucking stereotype. I just want them to want to come back.
You're not fat. So the stereotype wouldn't be.
I've been chunky in my life. So my whole thing is like, if they're gonna go down and blow you, you want them to come back. So you gotta make sure you keep that thing right. That's just, and it's the same with the chick. If I'm gonna go down there on her, it gotta be right.
Yeah. 100%.
Or I ain't coming back.
Yeah, right. You don't want to do the. You don't want to do the.
You don't want to hit a U-turn hella quick.
What is the mermaid or what?
Hey,
come up.
Hey, just because I'm an Uber driver and I'm good at U-turns, don't mean that my spare time I do Ubers. Don't mean that I want to hit a U-turn. You go down there like ooh, and you just do the little quick Uber U.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's okay. Enough of Rich.
Question. I got a question for you.
All right, what's up?
If your vehicle has any kind of zip ties or duct tape on it, does that mean your insurance company is like the General or one of those companies that are like low budget?
No, I think it's because I think
Because you got to be ashamed of yourself if you're Farmer, State Farmer, Allstate, and you got duct tape. I'm just saying.
yeah, but I'm thinking the company probably doesn't know. Like if somebody fucking got into a fender bender or something, they're like, fuck, or they back into their house or something and they're ghetto enough to throw some duct tape on it. I don't think they're reporting it to the insurance. So I don't think the insurance knows. And maybe to them, it's not worth to pay the $500 deductible or whatever the fuck it is. Right. So I remember my sister's friend had a huge Band-Aid. It was this big. It was a sticker, right? But it was a Band-Aid that held up her fucking bumper. So I don't think her insurance knew about that.
Well, one time in the middle of the night, coming out of the Humboldt County woods, it was raining. And on my trip, a tree fell and blocked Highway 101. And I swerved at the last minute, but I hit this tree and it ripped off half of my damn bumper in my poor Hyundai Elantra. So I had to use a data cable that I used for my Valentine 1 radar detector to tie it to the car just to make it to the gas station and then be able to make it home. Then I called Olmedo and he walked me through drilling a couple holes on each side to the one that's still secure to the one I'm trying to secure, zip tying it. And at least I cut it off at the nub and you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I matched the color of the paint with the zip tie, so you could only tell if you like stared at it. But at least if you're gonna do it clean, no?
Yeah, but Doug. So I still have my Malibu sitting in my fucking driveway, right?
Because everyone in America got YouTube.
Doug, I remember. Well, you know what? There was this car, that Malibu. Didn't really give a fuck about it after a certain point.
Malibu.
Right?
It's Doug, a Malibu.
We got that shit before Kennedy was born. I think we got
that shit before Christ.
We got it when
you got it in BC.
So we got it in March. Kennedy was born in May, right? And she's 8. So that shit's in my fucking my driveway. Well, I remember, dog, the bumper fell off one day, right? My lady may or may not have hit somebody or whatever.
No, I mean she may not.
She may or may not have hit
may not.
And the bumper fell off and I was like, fuck. The clips were fucked up. And I was like
30 round Arizonas?
I go, and I wasn't driving the vehicle at the time. She was, right? So I go, fuck that. I threw like 3 screws in the bumper. Right? I said, fuck it. So I don't know, Doug. I didn't really give a fuck if it looked perfect or not. It wasn't super visible. It kind of looked like, you know how, have you seen when those people try to have like their fucking Euro cars and shit and they put like kind of ties on them so it kind of holds the bumper on so they can like take it off and on or whatever? It kind of looked like that. So it didn't look too bad, but fucking, I don't know. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering. I mean, I get it. You know, sometimes the struggle's real. We ain't got the deductee. We ain't got top flight insurance. I get it. It's real out there, but I just wanted to ask the question.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if like you got the general instead of telling you to take it to any shop, they just send you like a duct tape kit in the mail and call it a day.
Yeah. They send you a duct tape kit.
Just call it a day. Just bandage this thing up, and that's what our lowest deductible paying members get.
Oh, I have something I want to get to real quick.
What's that?
If you have a minute. So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know you have your list of shit, but one thing, dog, I don't know if I had called you, but I think you missed the call.
Okay.
But I remember now because I'm looking at the notes and shit. I was laughing because, Doug, we often talk about, you know, there's a time where people kind of become a little out of touch or whatever, and they don't realize it. And Rich had mentioned,
and good friends will let you know that.
Doug, Rich had mentioned that millionaires aren't a thing anymore. He said, because he told Covino, like, if you add up your assets and you add up, you know, you're a millionaire, so it's not really like a thing anymore. And I was like, Doug, good for them. But I'm like, Doug, when I think about it, I'm like, I don't think a majority of their listeners, I mean, besides Jaime Tavares, that's fucking renting them a yacht, then fucking, I don't know many that are millionaires. I know plenty of people that are Carls that are doing really well, right? But you could be doing really well, 100 G's, 150, 200 G's.
Well, and not invest responsibly. You could still be doing that living check to check and have no assets.
And so when he was saying, I was like, Dog, it's yes, they're in LA, and yeah, they're
Not everyone can buy $1 million house and spend 300,000 on renovations, bro.
yeah. So it just, to me, it was just a little bit of a disconnection where I was like, no,
Yeah, but that's his forte. He's always disconnected.
to me, it was just kind of like,
He's disconnected, Davis.
I don't know. I
Even
was
after
just like,
disconnect.
it's not a thing anymore. Like, I know plenty of people that are on the fucking
To
struggle and shit.
who?
Another example of Rich being out of touch is what Andrew Sims says.
Absolutely. Andrew's right.
You know, and it's like, I don't know, dog. I heard that and I was like, nobody even batted an eye.
Batted an
Not
eye.
at all. Nobody. Even,
No one bats an eye.
Yeah, they did it. Nobody did. Covino didn't. Spot didn't. And I was like, did they not hear him? Or are they like, oh, that's true. There aren't millionaires anymore, you know? Or as far as,
Maybe it wasn't even worth the struggle.
I don't know. But I was
Maybe
just,
when Rich says shit like that 20 times a day, you just learn to let certain ones go, and they just gave each other the look and said, "We're gonna let this one pass."
yeah. So
Maybe that was it.
I don't know though. But
no, he's crazy because the thing is that, and even it's not even based on how much you make; it's how smart you are with what you make. A lot of people live check to check. Soon I've seen it over and over and over and over in the grocery business. As soon as someone gets promoted to manager, or they get promoted to an assistant manager, or God forbid they get to be the store manager, the first thing they do is get a new ride, or they move and get a bigger pad, or they just start spending more.
yeah.
They spend it before they get it.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And then get, God forbid, you get demoted back to your old position, then you're screwed.
Yeah. Then you got to get demoted back to your old car, you know?
Then you just go walk out in traffic blindfolded. That's what they do after that.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
a 211 Slits malt liquor in their hand.
Or wild turkey.
Yeah, or some turkey. But no, he was so on Smut, they brought up Adolf as a name you just can't name your kids because of Hitler. And Michael Jordan tried the mustache and it didn't work, and just certain things related to Hitler. And I'm just, again, Andrew said, I'm gonna just bounce back on his last comment about Rich being out of touch. I knew a few Adolfs. Did you know any Adolfs growing up?
I knew plenty of Adolfos, but I live by the border.
Well, it's the same, but it's the same. Okay, same shit. Adolf, but that's what they were. No, you're right. I didn't know any white Adolfs. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I've known plenty. I know one's the good
Of
friend of my
Adolfo
dad.
CC.
One was a student worker of mine. One was, what the fuck did you see that?
I did the little thumbs down.
What the hell did that come?
I don't know. As I saw it though.
How did that even happen? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I've known a lot of Adolfos. I've never met an Adolf though.
Well, see, and I have, because in Fresno and they have Clovis, which is kind of like the nicer part. And you got to keep in mind too, when I was growing up, I was, the early 80s, where a lot of the Hispanic parents too didn't want their kids to know Spanish necessarily. They promoted English because they're like, we did all this shit to get you here. You're going to learn this because you're here, and that's what you need to know. And so they would change the names. Like, how many Hindu people run a 7-Eleven and their name tag says Mike? You ain't Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of them would go from Adolfo to Adolf because that's just, the school they went to or the people they were with. Or I saw a lot of Adolfs, and they were all Latino, and their real name was all Adolfo. But the circles they were running in, they were Adolf.
Andrew Sims says, I know plenty of white people, but no Adolfs.
Yeah, no, I didn't know any white Adolfs. No, I didn't.
No, you know what's funny is how you said they come to America and change their name, right? To have something more Americanized.
Well, now they're trying to teach you to learn both, which is smart because you should learn both. But that was a temporary, 80s thing where the parents were like, no, you have to go learn this and you got to learn it now.
You know what's funny? We didn't grow up in a family like that. But I just wish that we were more Spanish speaking in the home because my Spanish is terrible. And
there was another one, bro. Damn, see, they're telling you don't speak bad Spanish.
Damn, dog. I don't know.
What causes that? What is that?
I don't know.
Is that something you can do on YouTube? Is that Andrew? He's got the up, down, left, right, A, B, B, A, select, start.
Let me see. I wish let me try to say it again and see if it happens again. See
Andrew's
where it
getting
triggers.
good right
triggers
now.
it. So I wish my family would have grew up speaking a lot more Spanish. We didn't, so my Spanish is terrible. No, it didn't happen that time.
Spanish sucks.
Yeah, my Spanish is terrible. But it wasn't like oh, I got to this country and had to learn English like my dad did.
Right.
It was, I don't know. Maybe it's just because my mom was more Americanized. So I don't know. My dad was more white, but he was born in Mexico. But my mom was more Americanized. I don't know.
We'll see in everyone's situation. There's a lot of similarities and there's also a lot of differences. People do different backgrounds, different situations. I mean, it just and so I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, but
I knew plenty of Adolfs. Yes, I knew at least 3.
Well, Doug, like one of the bigger producers in podcast, he produces like Fighter and the Kids, some Theo Von shit, is Chin, right? His name's Chin, Chin. And he said when he came to America,
Andrew caught my Contra code.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Oh, you never heard of the Contra code?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the old school Contra, the Nintendo NES, the square one back in the day in the 80s. That was the code. It was up, down, left, right, A, BBA, select, start. And I think you got like Eternal Lives or Andrew will know. You got it
On
gave
every
you something.
game?
No, only on Contra. That's why they call it Contra
Contra's
code.
the game.
Contra's the game, and that they call and that so that universally in the 80s became like that was like one of the first things that let people know there was a such thing as a cheat code. So they started to call it the Contra code because that let you cheat, like you were able to cheat. And so that was one of the very first. So you just got some history here in the after show, but later.
Well, I remember we had that shit with Super Nintendo because when we would play Blitz, or maybe it was on N64, you would play, you would do like up, down, BBA or whatever, and then you could play Blitz with the big heads.
Well, you know what came before the Super Nintendo?
Huh.
The Nintendo. That's why I'm saying I think that was one of the first cheat codes ever because it was like
I know.
So now I'm talking shit. They give me a thumbs down. Look.
But I think that was the first time I used it was with Blitz and shit like that.
No, for sure. I think, but I'm thinking though, those are one of the. Hey, Drew, what do you think? Drew said it gave you 99 lives, and that's the only way anybody can beat the game. But Andrew, is it fair to say that that's one of the first cheat codes, or at least one of the most famous first cheat codes?
I would think so because NES was one of the first besides Atari.
Oh, are we wrong?
Oh, we're not wrong. I don't know, Doug. I'll try and get that fixed by the next show.
Hey, because Contra was before. Remember? Did you hear Covino talking about the Mike Tyson code? How to get to Mike Tyson?
I'm sure I heard it. I never played that game, so I don't know.
On Punch Out, there's a code to go straight to Mike Tyson and to go to Mr. Sandman. There's different codes on there as well, but Contra came first.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson's Punch Out, I don't think came out to like 87, 88. I don't know, maybe 89.
I don't remember.
And I think Contra came out like 86. It was one of the first Nintendo games that came out.
Yeah. The game I remember playing, one of the only games, there was 2 games I remember playing on Nintendo. It was
Boats and Hoes?
No, it was freaking Super Mario Brothers 3, the one with the yellow label.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tetris. Those are the only
Tetris.
That Tetris slap, dog. I remember that shit was
It
dope.
did. I played that shit for hours.
Yeah.
Andrew said that is the first one he was aware of.
Yeah, and I think Andrew's about your age, so that makes sense, because you guys were part of when all the gaming systems came out that were at home besides arcades,
Hey, Andrew, he's telling us to just brush the dust off our shoulders.
Shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. I'm saying that's why my first memory was like Super Nintendo, because that age gap was just my first like gaming system. Even though I remember playing
now, Drew.
I'm trying to backpedal, Doc.
I know I'm playing, bro. It's all good. We don't care. We're just talking shit.
Yeah.
But Rich, I here's something controversial that I heard. I gotta ask you something a little controversial. We got to stir it up a little bit on this show.
All right.
Are you ready for some controversy, D?
Yeah, definitely.
Rich says he watches Love is Blind and The Bachelor, but Dickie Davis said it's different than all the other reality TVs because he's interested in like a contest and it's not the same. So that's his filth. But he's trying to claim, even though he didn't directly say it, but he's implying that it's better than the rest of that. His poison that he picked is better than the rest of the reality garbage on TV. What do you think?
No, it's all the same. And I'll give you a perfect example. So the other night, me and my wife were sitting down about to eat dinner and shit, right? And she was about to put something on. And I go, hold on.
You guys eat dinner naked?
I go, yeah, she's about to put something on.
Bro.
So she was
all right, if that works for you guys. Hey, go for it.
About to throw something on Netflix or whatever, right? And I was like, hold on. Before you do, don't put on any of that girly shit or anything Kavita and Rich would watch. And she was like, all right. She started laughing. She's like, okay, I know exactly what you mean. Because she knows sometimes I'll be listening to Cavino and Rich or whatever, and she'll be like, oh, they're talking about Love is Blind? And I'm like, I don't fucking sure. I mean, I just know they're talking about because sometimes they try to disguise their conversations, and they'll be like, our friend Bill was tempted by, and then it's an exact scenario from one of their shows they watch. So my lady's like, no, that fucking happened on Love is Blind. And I'm like, okay, I don't fucking know. Like, you know.
That's great.
But no, I think it's all the same bullshit.
And I don't want to sit here and be too critical because I'll be the first one to tell you I still watch Jersey Shore. I mean, I don't know. I still follow it. I liked it when it first came out. That was in not the first one, obviously, but that was my show that I liked in that era that was trash TV. So I still keep up. I mean, I've been invested since what, 2009. So I still like try to see what they're up to or whatnot. But
no, but
yeah,
see, the thing is that it's all and it's cool if you like it. But don't try to say it's not the same. Like Rich trying to say, oh, the one we watch is different or the one I watch is different. It's all the same shit. Whether you dig it or not, that's not the issue. It's trying to deny it and say, oh no, I like the more highbrow one. No, dog, it's all the same bullshit. You fucking.
So I'll take this avenue then. I don't like any of it except for that one show, and I think it's this. I think I like that one because I liked it at the time when it was acceptable, but I was also a lot younger back then. You know what I'm saying? Like when I liked it, I mean, I didn't feel guilty about it. The age I'm at now, I shouldn't be watching that dumb shit. I guarantee, I just shouldn't. But I'm following through on it just because I'm invested in it in a way. But I don't like all the other stuff because it's all a bunch of horse shit.
But I disagree though with you shouldn't be watching it.
I shouldn't watch. It's a waste of time.
But if
it's junk.
But listen, if it's something that entertains, look, dog, this is how I think about like sports betting, right? I was listening to something where they were talking about how if you do too good on the apps, they limit your shit to where you can only bet a couple dollars on a shit, or they basically try to fucking blackball you from betting. So if you're real good, you're not on the apps, right? But it's not about being fucking awesome and shit, dog. It's just like, it's entertainment. It's fun. It's just like if you pay to go to the movies, right? You're going to pay and have fun with this fucking...
You know what, D? The best I can tell you is this, and this response comes with age. And I'm a little older than you, and I totally... Your answer is completely correct. I'm not going to say you're wrong because I'm sure I thought exactly the same thing. As you get older and you realize you got less and less time, you find less and less bullshit to spend the amount of time you got left on. It's a waste. There's other things that can entertain me, and I get the same entertainment value out of instead of Jersey Shore. I'm just like, I like that one just because, it's like I want to see it through until because I'm invested, but I shouldn't be because I'm at the age because it's trash, bro. At least for me, I'm like, okay, cool. If I'm going to spend my time watching something, and again, I watch that show and that show only, but even for me versus that show, I'd rather watch a Ralph Barbosa where he drew a skit, he put some time into it, to a comedy bit, it's structured, he put effort, instead of just what MTV wants to show me. I'd rather invest my time and laugh and get entertainment of value from a true creator instead of someone just putting something together for the masses.
I think
I like it because I'm invested in it, but I don't think with the time I have, that's where I'm getting my best entertainment value.
Yeah.
If I have limited, because it's supply and demand. Okay. So I don't have a whole lot of supply of time. So when I do exchange it for something that's entertainment of value, I'm trying to get the most back in return and I can. And I guess at this age, some of that is also education and learning and something of substance. Oh yeah. Well, the computer don't like it. But I'm just not at a point in my life where I just want to absorb a bunch of junk anymore. Like if I'm gonna sit, you know what I mean? So I still do, but like if you think about it in reality, almost sports is almost junk. Like I love sports, but in the long run of life, it just distracts you from life. Like it has no purpose. When you're dying, bro, and you're watching the highlight reel of your life because the whole fucking screen went white and you're seeing Daniel Javier Fitz as a 2-year-old and preschool and the Bo Jackson 91-yard run
where I get all buff. Do I get to watch that?
Yeah, you'll see that too. But you know what you won't see? You will not see Bo Jackson running over Brian Bosworth for a 91-yard touchdown.
Oh,
It's just not going to make your most memorable life moments. When you're croaking and your life is flashing before your eyes, Michael Jordan's not going to be hitting that fadeaway jumper over Bryant Byron, whatever his name was. So I don't know. So you pick and choose where you want to donate your time for entertainment value, but at the same time,
I need a little explanation. Luis says I'm the same with a rich show. I almost know for a fact I won't like it. Oh,
Ties
when
into Andrew.
Rich
Yes.
Rich recommends shit.
it's an automatic no. It ties
Oh,
into
okay.
Andrew's comment,
You know
and then
what?
I responded, "Me too," and then Louis said the same shit.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I didn't read Andrew's comment, but Doug, I'll give you guys a recommendation to not waste your fucking time on.
Okay.
Don't waste your. Speaking of time is precious and all that shit. Save your fucking time. There's a documentary on Netflix. I love documentaries, dog. I'll watch a documentary on almost anything, right? I feel like you're learning something, even though somebody has an agenda, you kind of learn something.
Yeah.
There's one that just came out about Amazon and Apple and all these people getting us to spend more money and buy more shit, right?
They do.
That shit, that fucking documentary, I can't tell you what it's called because I don't remember, but it is a bunch of horse shit. It's basically just telling you, like, they have this lady on and she's like, oh yeah, it was my job to see if people clicked on the blue one, the red one, or the orange one, or whatever the fuck, right? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. We know that research and shit is being done. Tell me
Bro.
something I don't know.
I'll
You
tell
know?
you something you don't know. How
What's
about
up?
when I worked at one of our grocery stores for the Save Mart Corporation? They used to track the flow of traffic, the patterns, and build the high velocity, profitable end caps based on the traffic.
Yeah.
Because wherever the most traffic was at, that's where they would build the most profitable displays. Because if people bought it, you would win. And that's where it had the most, just like in the advertising business. If you go to Fresno and you call Viacom to get a billboard, they're going to tell you how many cars pass through that intersection. And that's going to be based on why it's priced the way that it is.
Mm-hmm. Or even
So-
the way they have fucking, if you're ever at a grocery store and from your waist down, there's fucking kids' toys and fucking lollipops and shit because they know that's the kids' eye level, right? And it's just like, yeah, there's research and shit. We understand that. I'm just telling you, that documentary, don't waste your time. It's fucking boring. I watched probably 3/4 of it, and finally, like you're talking about, your time is precious.
It is.
I go, I'm not just gonna finish this shit to say I finished it. Fuck this. I turned it off. I hated it.
Sometimes you gotta cut rope. It just
I
is
don't know.
what it
I don't know
is.
why I didn't pull the cord fucking faster. I was like, this shit sucks. It sucks. It was terrible.
Yeah, no, because I'll be honest. I mean, because here's the thing too. And this might not make a lot of sense to anybody else, but guess what? I don't give a shit because this statement makes sense to me. All right. So I would rather just go to TikTok if I'm going to watch trash TV because I can log on for a minute or 2 minutes or cut it out or mute it or fast forward. Like, at least if I'm going to watch trash TV, again, I don't have to watch the scripted 44-minute commercial non-version of what the production team and the channel wanted me to see. If I go to TikTok to watch junk TV, I can swipe until I find the junk that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't got to watch the stupid interaction between Snooki and what's her face, Angelina, because Angelina said that she's going to sue Snooki's friend and they drag it out. Because that's the thing too. Like, even with Jersey Shore, there was a situation where they were at, I don't know, Pauly D had a celebrity football game and Snooki and Angelina got into it because something got said about Snooki's friend, and they drug that shit out for like 25 minutes. Hey, Snooki, Angelina, I don't give a fuck. Meat and fucking potatoes, pour the gravy on, eat that shit, and let's fucking move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, next. So I think I like that about TikTok because you can choose your content and you can swipe if you're not digging what you're seeing. You know what I mean? So if I'm gonna invest any time on any kind of junk, I think that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
What's your junk? Do you have any junk habits that you're not proud of? Any shows?
Luis says, hold on real quick. I cannot
see
relate
it.
to the social media thing. I understand it and know I'm the minority. Okay, so just a little context. Luis doesn't participate in social media, right?
Good for him.
Fucking none of that. Instagram, fucking
Good.
TikTok, none of that shit. So he's like, I understand I'm the minority, but for him, that's where, fuck it. If I'm wasting time, I'm gonna waste time on something different. Maybe something that'll bring me a little more value, right?
No pushback from me.
So I mean, that's cool. What do you call it? For me, I'm trying to think of shit that I like to waste
Well,
time
let me
on.
explain my social media. So the reason I like social media, I like my Instagram because if I'm doing something that I'm like, hey, I think this is cool, I like to put it on my story. So it doesn't stay, it's not forever. It's just for the me in the moment and then it disappears. Oh, okay. Um, so I do like that. I like to use my social media, my Instagram for that for sure. TikTok, I don't really post any videos, so I'm not really, I've posted videos obviously, but that's not really my deal either. But I like it because it kills time because I like to laugh at dumbass people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So when they're doing their TikToks, that shit makes me laugh. And half the time they're being dumb on purpose to get laughs. So
Mhm.
I like it because it's a short, entertaining time waster when you do want to waste time. If you do are waiting on your tires at the tire shop or they're lagging on your food in the restaurant or anywhere, you can kill time and laugh at the same time and then just shut it all down without being invested. With a show or a TV show or a movie, you get halfway through that and it's good. You want to see the end. At TikTok, you can just shut it down. Oh, all right, time to go. Boom, boom. I'll pick up later.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
I get
hard
it.
for me to sit through TV shows and dog, because sometimes like I'm gonna grub and I'm like I have a few minutes to watch something or whatever. So dog, by the time I'm done eating, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just sitting here. I'm just wasting my time. Like, and
I'm on TikTok
I know that's
anyways.
me. I know that's like my ADD and shit. And like, well, fuck, I need to clean or I need to fucking do this or I need to do that or. I understand that, but to me, it's just like fuck. Like I don't know how people can sit and just binge series and shit,
I can't do that. I
But
used
I
to.
know
No,
I'm
I
in the
can
minority of
understand it.
that.
I can understand it because I used to do it, and that's how we all used to be. But that's what's crazy about the entertainment value now is it's changed most people. Maybe not Luis because he's not on social media, but people that do invest, more than an hour or two a day on social media, which there's a lot of them out there that are at least an hour. I don't
Mhm.
care if you're messaging someone on Messenger, sending pictures. It's still the same thing. It's
Yeah.
it's a version of it. Um, it's changed the way we think and it's changed our attention span and our expectation.
You know what? I have something that I'd like to recommend. This isn't my influencer of the week, but I guess this is my recommendation of the week.
Well, I got an influencer of the week, so
So my recommendation, and I'm going to preface this by saying, if you are about my age and you grew up watching TGIF, you'd probably dig it.
like
But
the restaurant had a show.
like the
Would they
T-
serve cheese sticks
the-
and potato
the
wedges?
TGIF lineup that had like
The hell's that?
Full House, Urkel, Boy Meets World, that
Oh.
lineup on Friday nights. You were
Okay.
out getting ass because you were a little bit older, so that was beyond you.
Okay.
There was people that were my age, like Luis, that didn't watch all that shit, right? So
So he didn't watch. So he's not social media, and he didn't belong to the TJF crew.
no, dog, he's a unique
Good for
character.
him.
So,
good for you. Good
so
for him. He's a free spirit.
I grew up watching that shit. I listened to Pod Meets World, which is a Boy Meets World podcast.
Okay.
I just started a couple of days ago the Urkel book. I'm listening to the audiobook. And it's his memoir, right? It's about his life. Dog, if you were ever a fan of Family Matters,
I did watch that.
it was the book's good, dog. You may or may not like it, but I feel like if you were a fan of Family Matters for years, like I watched pretty much
I
all
would
the
did
seasons.
too. I seen them all, Urkel and Stefan, and I saw it all.
Like I thought it was it is a really good book. So that's my
See, I'm just-
my rec for the week.
See, that's where I'm just not invested in it that much. Like I like the show, but I don't need a deep dive on the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, Luis says he watched TGIF. There was something that he wasn't into. Maybe it was Urkel. I don't know.
But
what
let
it
me
was.
clarify too. I'm no better because I didn't watch TGIF. Like you said, it was just a different time frame. When I
No,
was
for
that
sure.
age, we were watching WWE and and just all the other. And I watched the Morning Smurfs and Snorkels and freaking the Gummy Bears and DuckTales, woo, and all that stuff. We just had different stuff.
Yeah,
And we had Beverly Hills 90210
and my brother's a little
Melrose
bit
Place.
my brother's a little bit younger than you are, and he was still past that shit. He was entering high school and getting chicks and all that shit when I was fucking 9 or 10.
Well, the thing is that's kind of back then where the chicks were. Like they were all watching the 90210 and shit like that.
Oh, Luis says he watched TGIF, but he wouldn't read a book on it. I'm not reading a book on it either. I'm listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, whatevs. Whatevs.
Yep.
But what about that show Traders? Cavino brought up that show Traders. Have you seen it yet?
Is it about Spot's lifestyle? He went from this side to
I don't think it. I don't think it is.
Oh no! What is it? Traders or traders like fucking
Traders, like
Benedict
they're trading.
Arnold.
I think it's some oil shit or something
Oh.
on Amazon's.
No,
But I
haven't
could be
checked it.
wrong.
Haven't checked it out.
But hey, I do have an influencer of the week.
And who you got?
His name is the Hunkster One on Instagram, and it is Fabby Davis's uncle. And check it out. I'll play a video and I'll give you some context when it's done.
All right.
Oh, never mind. It disappeared on my ass. Hold on. Sorry. My bad.
Bobby won, you said?
The Hunkster. Hunkster, the hunk, like if you were a hunkster, STER1, Hunkster One.
Oh, dog. While you're looking for that, I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
so something
found-
that I saw somebody post on the Carl page had me fucking cracking up. So Big Justice and AJ and all these fucking the Rizzler and shit.
I don't.
There's like the ones they double dunk chocolate chip and all this shit and fucking I'm a Costco guy, whatever.
I know the Costco hoe. I follow her, all caps cat.
Well, anyway, there's these fucking people that like are all over social media and shit. As far as like, there's this little fat kid named the Rizzler, and he like fucking grabs his chin and shit. And then there's another kid called Big Justice, another little fat kid, right? And the Big Justice's dad, I just saw him fucking somebody posted on the Carl page. He's wrestling in fucking like the WWF or something, and it's like Here Comes the Boom or some shit like that. And dog, he fucking comes and it's funny because when you saw this shit pop up on social media of this kid, you go, oh, it's obviously the dad that is trying to live through his kid, right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
dog, so that was like, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever. And you saw this and the kid was making videos and shit, but you're obviously it's the fucking dad that wanted it and is living through his kid. So somebody shared on the Carl page, look at this shit or whatever. So I looked at it and dog, it's the fucking dad coming out on AEW. And which
Really?
is, I guess, like a tangent
Yeah, I know.
of WWF or whatever.
I've seen it. Yeah. No, they're coming up.
So, yeah. So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it just made me laugh.
Hell yeah. All right. Influencer of the week, the Hunkster. THEHUNKSTER1. Hunkster One. Here we go.
All right.
You look like you're not happy right now.
I'm unhappy, nephew.
Why?
Because you got blood out here, man, tripping, man. I had to shut his motherfucking show down, nephew.
What you mean?
won? Yeah, cause man, he don't got me on the motherfucking board. Ain't no motherfucking comedy, no motherfucking funnies, ain't none of that shit going on without
November 23rd, you gonna
back,
pull
yeah,
up?
back.
We put you on the card.
I'm on the card, nephew.
Oh,
Heard that.
you just got on Wildin' Out?
Wilding out.
You,
Heard that, nephew.
you got to
Heard
do it.
You gotta do it.
Wildin' Out.
Wildin'
You
Out.
on Wildin' Out?
You just heard it, nephew.
You try to, you old school stage.
Nephew, I didn't smash that. Don't call it that.
Okay, what you calling it?
I approached him in an aggressive manner.
So yeah, Unk's on Wildin' Out. That was yesterday on Saturday night. He made Nick Cannon show him a Fabby Davis, and I think it was in Oakland. But Hunkster One, he does a lot of good stuff in the community. He does a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, follow him. Here's one he's promoting.
Man, I'm at Napa Honda, man. Toots called me this morning, better known as Rebecca at the dealership. She called me, says, hey, Unk, I'm at a brand new spot. I got brand new things going on. I know you know a lot of people. So if you know anybody that's looking for a new car or maybe just a new.
Anyways, he's hella cool. He runs the Dope Era clothing store in Oakland. If you go down there, he's always running the store. He had Klay Thompson popped up on him like last week and like hella connected to the community. Everybody runs, Too Short, E40, everybody. They all fuck with him. But he's an old school OG, so he's always giving off game on his page and helping people out. So yeah, give him a follow.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. Again, what was his handle so I can find it?
The Hunkster One.
I'm gonna look up the Hulkster one. It's gonna be all.
Yeah, instead of the Hulkster, it's the Hunkster.
All right, the Hunkster one. All right, cool.
Yep. Anyways,
Yep.
what you got, D?
Let me see. Fucking. Oh, you know what? I've been wanting to watch, but I don't have HBO, and I'm trying to figure out how I could finagle it without fucking having to pay for it. I want to watch The Penguin, dog. I've heard
I do
so
too.
much
I do
good
too.
shit about it.
I heard Cavino talking about it. He was saying that's hot right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, actually, I heard Luis talk about it, and Cavino, and fucking a lot of people. Actually, I've heard on other podcasts, people are saying it's like incredible. I really
I'm
want to
watching
check it out.
No, that sounds good. I want to check it out.
What did they say? It was like fucking it's like the Sopranos meets like fucking Batman or some shit. I'm like, that sounds pretty fucking cool.
Luis just said it was good right there in the chat.
Yeah, Penguin is good. I want to check it out so bad.
How many episodes deep are you, Luis?
I think he's probably watched the whole thing because it's only 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, a lot of people are flying through it. They're like, they can't put it down.
Well, I hope I don't get us in trouble for this, but dun-na-nut. We're
What
gonna get
happened?
us a live
Because
update.
of the speed of Crosby, he's able to get around to the outside and make the tackle.
Yeah.
13, Victor Williams.
Get him! Get that puto! Get him!
Chased on the play by Chason and knocked out of bounds.
All right, 7-3 Raiders.
7-3 Raiders? Who are they playing?
Yeah, Denver.
All right. Denver's
I
been
know.
all right this year.
They've been all right, but they got Bo Nix.
Hmm.
But we'll figure it all out.
Oh,
Hell
you know
yeah.
what? I was pissed with there was a UFC fight night, right? And they're typically the fight night or the pay-per-views are on Saturday night. Always, right? Maybe if it's like in some other country, it'll be like 2 p.m., 1 p.m., right?
Right.
Dog, I was so pissed. I couldn't sleep the other night. It was Friday night, right?
Mhm.
Saturday morning. So it was like 2 in the morning. And I'm on my phone. And I see UFC posting fucking knockouts and shit. I'm like, oh, they're probably promoting the shit that's coming out tomorrow. Dog, they had a fucking not a pay-per-view. They had a fight night starting at 1 a.m. Arizona time. So it would have been, what,
Why?
midnight your time. And the main event started at 4 a.m., which would have been 3 a.m. your time. Because they were in
Why?
some other country. But I'm like, Doug, couldn't you have fucked around with
Fucking-
it where you made it somewhat decent? Like, now I didn't even want to go back and watch it. I fucking love the UFC, but I'm like, I saw the fucking knockouts on the fucking, on Twitter and shit. I was
Yeah.
pissed.
No, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what about that kick and the Trump dance? That was dope. I'm still in shock over that one.
With John Jones.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I you know what? I love
He's awesome.
Stipe. I love John Jones, but you know, that shit was just like fuck. You know what?
It was the combination. It was with Trump being front row. It was him giving him the thumbs up and looking at him and doing his dance. And it was on a huge ass stage, and it was the people Trump brought with him. Elon was there, everyone was there. That was a crazy moment in time. Let's just say that.
The only thing that made me feel kind of like, I don't want to say feel bad for Stipe, but afterward, dog, he was like, fuck this, I'm retiring, I'm done. Like I feel like financially
should.
he only did it for the money, right? And I'm like, man, to go in there and get fucked up. I mean, I think he got like $4.5 million or some shit. It was crazy. I just felt after the when he got his, post fight interview and he was like, I'm done. I'm done. I just felt like he was so defeated, like mentally, like he kind of didn't even want to fight this, but he had to, I mean, a big payday, right? But watching that John Jones shit, and to Luis's credit, fucking before the fight, he was like, dude, we're watching fucking Michael Jordan right now. This shit, there's never going to be another fucking John Jones ever. We're watching this shit happen. And fucking sure enough, it was dope.
I'm an argumentative sucker. And I would love to argue with you, Luis. I really would love to argue this point because I've argued the Michael Jordan versus LeBron point hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. But I think that's well said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's well said. I mean, I don't really know. He's dismantling his opponents. It's not even like when he moves up and it's the next challenge, it's not even like he struggles.
I know, dog. He walked through fucking Cyril Gane, right? He walked through fucking Stipe, and you're like, dog, Stipe is arguably like one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Yeah, he's older now, he's past his prime, but still, fucking, he is a badass, right? And 42 years old,
he's a force.
It's crazy, but yeah, to see John Jones, like you said, just come up a weight class and fucking take the title right away, fucking defend the title, being like, fuck it, all right, cool. You guys got a super heavyweight you need me to go fucking defend? I'll do it,
And I think that if he keeps playing with fire long enough, someone will come along and beat him at some point. If he just keeps aging and, I mean, at some point he'll be beatable. There's no doubt about it. But I don't see that right now in the next few years. And so I think as long as he gets out before he's 40,
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have anyone do anything to him. I just don't think there's anyone, because man, you would have to be great that long just to challenge him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to be close to as good as he's now for
And
the
there's-
next couple
there's
of years
nobody.
perfecting the craft.
There's nobody close,
No.
you know?
I mean, you know what? I'm going to add to what Luis said. I think this might even be better than Tyson in his prime, or
I
up there
didn't-
with it.
And you know what? I didn't get to live that moment. I didn't get to see Tyson in his prime.
It's the same energy. You're just waiting for him to fuck him up. You're just waiting for him to end the fight.
Yeah.
Basically, that I think that's the parallel. Is, you know, a lot of times, yes, we were waiting for Mike to do it in the first round because Mike did it in the first round all the time. But if it went past the first round, you're just still waiting for Mike to end the fight.
And look, Luis says that he'll beat Alex Pereira, but he won't beat Tom. Even if he doesn't beat Tom Aspinall, doesn't do shit to his career. Tom Aspinall, even if Tom Aspinall knocks him out,
You know,
dog,
you know,
Tom Aspinall is still not ever going to be Jim Jones. Sorry, dog, a lot of hip hop.
I got a
shit,
buddy
but-
named Jim Jones.
No, he's not going to be.
Shout out Cars by Evan in Fresno. Go get you one. Tell him I sent you. He'll hook you
Yeah.
up.
No, and see, and Andrew Simpson's father time is undefeated, and it's true because by the time he fights Tom Aspinall, I mean, okay, dog, even if it's his next fight, which I don't think it'll be, but say it's 2 fights from now, maybe in 2 years from now, a year from now, I don't think it's, even if Tom, he's not going to have the legacy. There is never going to be, I think there's never going to be another Jordan, you know? I don't think there's ever going to be another John Jones.
The problem is that I think he'll beat anybody, Tom Aspinall included, and that's my own opinion, is because he has the mental advantage. He gets, look at it's viral, so I'm sure anyone who's a fan of UFC has seen it. But look at the way he was fucking with Daniel Cormier in that interview when they cut off camera, and he's calling him pussy,
Yeah.
fuck you, I'll kill you. You spit in my face, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Like he has that mentality, and he's able to psychologize. There's a lot to be said about someone that is above average intelligence with someone that's not. Like the mental preparation and just him getting, a lot of times Michael Jordan had you beat before he took the court. Mike Tyson had you beat before he stepped in the ring. So there's a component to that should not be disregarded, that is extremely important. And I think John Jones possesses that. And that's why I make the comments that I do. And that's why I stand on 10 toes for him.
It's funny because do you remember in the Last Dance documentary when Michael Jordan, there was a story about Michael Jordan fucking created this whole story in his head about something that never happened so he could fuck up this dude on the court or whatever. I'm like, dog, that just shows. And Andrew Sims says, imagine how much bigger John Jones would have been if he kept his head on straight and didn't get in trouble. I don't think he would have been as successful if he had his head on straight.
That's part of the journey.
He's a fucking nutcase, right? You're not going to get somebody as good as John Jones, as good as Mike Tyson, without them being fucking crazy.
Well, even with me, I got in plenty of trouble as a kid and even as a young adult, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't go through all that.
Yeah,
it's part of my journey. You know, even like delivering pizzas. That was my first job in life, was a pizza delivery boy, right? Even though I delivered other shit too in the meantime. But with that being said, that was my first job. And here you go looking for a side hustle for vacation money. Now I'm doing Uber. Mm-hmm. You never know what you do today and how it's going to help you 5 years, 10 years, 2 months, 20 years from now. Every step you take prepares you for the next one, even if you don't recognize it in the moment.
Hey, I need to ask Luis real quick. You're talking about this shit. I wonder if are you going to be in town, Luis, for fucking Thanksgiving? Because, dog, I want to play some fucking dominoes. Just throwing that out there. Luis says, Kukui is right. The fight intelligence he has is so superior to his opponents. To me, we watched the 6 championship Bulls, 96. And that's at the end. Yeah. What were you laughing at?
No, he's right. I mean, the intelligence, that's the thing, is just the mental, because even with like a lot of the cornerbacks, a lot of the most dominant people in sports, they had the mental advantage. Mm-hmm. Think about them all. Look at Ali, look at Tom Brady, look at Michael Jordan, look at, Floyd Mayweather, look at Oscar De La Hoya when he had it. before it was broke. Look at Mike Tyson before he had it. And a lot of times someone comes and snatches their soul, and that's what they fed off was that dominance. And once they're not dominant, it don't even do it for them no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike
sure.
was never the same after Buster Douglas because his thing didn't work.
Let me see. John, I can't see, my fucking cords are in the way. Read that comment from Andrew Sims.
Jones kept Cormier from greatness, like Jordan kept Malone, Ewing, and Barkley.
Yeah, and Daniel Cormier was a 2-division champion, and he still doesn't have half of the fucking respect as John Jones, you know?
No, for sure. I liked Cormier. My old barber Rudy Corner Cuts, Chestnut and Kings Canyon, he was his boxing trainer. So he would go when Cormier would go to fights, Rudy would go for months on his camp, and he would do the boxing training.
Yeah. Oh man, Luis's parents are going up to Tucson, so I'm not gonna get to play dominoes with him.
I'll be in Tucson.
Yeah.
I'll be hanging out, kicking it.
Anyway, yeah, I'll connect with Luis about this later. But anyway, what else, Doc? What else do you have? How are we doing on time and all that?
I'm good on time. But no, I don't really have too many. I can keep going for sure, but I don't have any more notes. We went through all mine.
All right, let's let me see. Covino's windshield woes. I'm looking at the notes. Oh, dog, I have a fucking, I don't know if you caught this, a classic, dog. This is classic Covino, real quick. Maybe we could even end on this, but
okay.
Covino, I don't know if he did call the cops or he was about to.
Come on, Covino, say he didn't, please.
I think he was about to. I don't think he actually did.
Okay.
But he came out of Fox Sports and his car wasn't where he parked it. Right? So he didn't see it where he parked it.
Oh, that's different. Okay, my bad. That's different.
So his car wasn't where he parked it, and he was
You gotta call the cops, your car's gone.
Well, he's like, where the fuck's my car, right?
Yeah.
So dog, so he goes to Rogelio, right? And he was like the garage guy. And he was like, Rogelio, my car's not where I parked it. Like, and he said that Rogelio was like, oh yeah, I did see somebody around here. He was looking suspicious, you know? And Covino's like, well, where the fuck's my car? So Covino's like ready to call the cops and this. Long story short, Covino was on the wrong floor. He was on like the 3rd floor and he parked on the 2nd floor or some shit. So yeah, and like
his car was there.
His car was there. It was
all ends well.
But I was like, dog, and he was like, man, I could, like, he was telling the story. I could never catch a break. Everybody's fucked up. These are assholes and all this shit, dog. And then fucking turns out he was just a fucking dumbass and didn't remember where he parked. So
that's just one of those moments in life, and I've had them. So this is no jab at Covino for sure, because I've had plenty of them. But that's where you work yourself all up, and that's just life humbling you.
Yeah, I've been
that's
there.
One of those lessons that tells you shouldn't get all fucking worked up and think like that, because you get all worked up and start pointing 19 different fingers and fucking why shit's fucked up, and then you're like, oops, my bad.
Dog, I've done that. I've done that
I
before.
Have too. Me too. Again, not a jab at him. I do that myself often.
Dog, I've gone out and been like, where the fuck is my car? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Not today. You're like, not today. Why?
Yeah. Damn it. I had my fucking bracelet in there. If I would have just taken that shit out, I don't care, right? Because there's always something personal in your car they wish they wouldn't have taken.
Shots fired.
Andrew says Covino's getting senile. I don't know if I would say senile, but you know what? I think that's the first time I've ever seen it spelled. So I was all, what's senile?
What's senile mean?
But anyway, Doug, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up. If not, I'm gonna bust a Joe Rogan in the middle of the freeway right here.
My suitcase.
My suitcase.
My suitcase.
I like my suitcase.
My suitcase. Mama, my suitcase.
The fuck did Breach? My lady sent me something. What the fuck she sent me?
I don't know, but while you're doing that, I'm gonna put some more Hunk One on.
What it is, man, it's Wednesday. And what happened on Wednesday? The Unk Show.
That shit's
10
funny.
o'clock. All In Radio. If you want to watch it live, it's www.allinradio.com. But this message is to all the artists. If you would like to get your music played today on the Unk Show, y'all know it's a small fee. Hit me in the DM.
Oh, And you know what?
Let's
I've been
talk
listening
about
to
it.
a lot of fucking Unk and fucking what's his face, Ocho and Unk, whatever the fuck.
Oh, that shit's
Nightcap.
great, right?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of that shit, dog. So
Well,
go check that shit out.
And you know what it is? It's the compatibility between them and I don't know. It doesn't really matter what they're even talking about. It's them together, the team. They make everything interesting.
Are you going to watch the Cardinals 19?
Number 19, you're
Yeah.
the fan, 19th fan.
I might. Didn't even check if they played a morning game or afternoon game or what. But anyway, I think we're gonna wrap this up, dog, because I'm about to
Shit my pants.
you said that, I didn't. After
I
show,
don't
but
gotta shit.
later we will
I can
catch you
see- I
guys.
can see it on your face.
We will see. I'm starting to sweat, dog. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys for joining us live. All future
Thank
dudes,
you
we
guys.
appreciate it. Keep telling your friends about it. Word of mouth. That's how podcasts grow. So we appreciate it. After show, but later, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Kukui.
Later.
On the road to the
Peace.